Thank you guys so much for your support and comments on my previous video last week. From the text messages I received from my friends, old coworkers, the comments that I received from you guys, the DMs on Instagram, I truly was not expecting that much of a response. And to know that a lot of you guys have been going through this as well, feeling like you don't want to go anywhere because you're embarrassed by your weight, just makes me realize that I'm not alone and I'm not the only one that has been going through this. So please forgive me if I tend to say like, and a lot. I'm really sorry. I'm getting back into these videos. I'm nervous, so I tend to stall a lot, but I'm going to be doing my best to be mindful of that. So in this video, I kind of just want to talk about how much weight I actually gained and what were the major factors that made me realize, Vanessa, you need to change your life or you're not going to have one at all. And not in the sense of like death or anything, but going out and having fun. I feel like I was reaching that point to where I would have hit full isolation and probably only stayed at home all the time. So probably from beginning 2017 to the end of 2018, I gained 70 pounds. So yes, 70 pounds. That's a lot of weight to put on your body, and of course that comes with a lot of mental and physical health concerns. At first, it seemed like I was staying kind of at bay between a certain weight that was still bigger than I liked to be, but then within weeks, it seemed like it was going up by 5, 6 to 10 pounds weekly, just creeping up. And honestly, I still didn't even eat that poorly. It wasn't really the food that I was consuming. I don't know if it's the fact that maybe alcohol slows down your metabolism and my body just wasn't burning things. It wasn't as active. I don't really know exactly what it is, but if I go down my food list, I honestly didn't eat that bad. It wasn't like I was going to fast food all the time. It wasn't like I was going to the sweet factory and getting bags of candy. I think it was more so I had a very sedentary life. I was driving in traffic all the time. I was eating out when I would work, but I also packed my lunch. So anyway, that's besides the point. So 2 years it took me to gain 70 pounds. And some of the factors that were a turning point for me in realizing that I need to fix this before I get to the point of just full-on isolation and depression was the first thing, I became pre-diabetic. In the end of 2016, I was told by a doctor that I was like borderline pre-diabetic, and I know that sounds really stupid, but she just meant that I was hitting a point where if I was only a couple points over on my fasting blood sugar that I could be pre-diabetic, and then obviously become diabetic shortly after that. So I maintained my health pretty well at that point. Even in those 2 years, I never even had an issue with my blood sugar up until a few months ago. So in like January, my fasting blood sugar was too high and I was officially pre-diabetic. I'm happy to say in the last 2 months with changing my diet and dropping weight, I'm no longer pre-diabetic, which is amazing. And I have some more weight to go, of course, but that was one of the first things. The second thing was seeing myself in photos. I would see myself in the mirror and not think it was that bad, like that bad. I definitely wasn't happy with how I looked, but I also wasn't so distraught about it that I was like, whatever, it's not that bad. Until on the rare occasion I would go out to a birthday dinner or be somewhere with friends where like a photo was taken, and even in my face, in my neck, obviously I'm chest heavy regardless of what size I am, but it really just made me from here up look huge. And I was like, do I look like that in person? Because I'm not okay with that. And then that was the starting point of me just not going anywhere. So that was one of the things that I just kept creeping upward. And then I was like, it was getting worse and worse. So that was another thing that made me realize that, okay, the party's always going to be there. Food is always going to be there whenever I want to indulge. If I don't change this now, I don't know if there's ever going to be a time of return for me. Another factor was I have this room here, which is basically my closet room. I have clothes over here, and seeing that I have so many clothes in both directions that all have tags on them, I wouldn't wear them when I was smaller. So I purchased all these clothes that all have tags on them. They're really cute. I would try them on, take a picture in them, and then put them back and be too embarrassed to go out and like look too cute. Like I didn't want to be cute for no reason, or I thought I was going to be talked about, or I thought I looked fat. So looking at this stuff and thinking back, looking at pictures of when I was 140 pounds and thinking to myself while looking at those pictures, like, I can't believe I thought I was fat. And I hit the point of, I'm not even looking at a girl on Instagram. I'm not looking in magazines. I'm not looking in movies. I'm looking at my own self at a particular weight and size saying, oh my God, I would die to have that body. Which brings me into the next thing that motivated me to change my thinking on that. So I only have one of the books that I'm going to talk about with me. I don't know what I did with the other one, and I didn't finish that one. But this one is called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Karol K. Truman. I love this book. This book is amazing because it takes you back to feelings that we've had probably since birth, and just has a great perspective on just how we speak to ourselves, what we think about ourselves, and I've always kind of believed that what you say about yourself and what you think about yourself could bring you to a really dark place. So, for example, like I was sitting there complaining that I thought I was fat at 140 pounds, and I do believe that the universe was like, okay, you think you're fat and ugly now, like let me add another 5 pounds. Here, okay, you think you're more fat, let me add another 5 pounds. And I do think that, I mean, obviously I don't think that's a full factor, but I do think that contributed to my weight continuing to go up and me struggling when I would get in those periods of, okay, I'm going to be on a diet, I'm going to work hard, and not having that much success. So not only accepting, okay, Vanessa, this is the situation, you are not happy with where you are, now you need to accept it and you need to do what you can to change it. And once I changed my mentality on that is when my body started to release weight. And it also, I love that it also has different feelings that are connected to illnesses or ailments. So like even for acne, for weight gain, and like it made a lot of sense that it was saying my body, like when you're holding on to weight, sometimes your body or yourself, you feel for a need for protection, or I think unworthiness, something. And it just resonated with me. So I've been working on speaking to myself better, even if I'm not exactly happy with what I'm seeing, and just knowing that I will reach my goal. But I'm not going to reach my goal if I sit there and put myself down every single day and feel sorry for myself. The other book that I read was The Healing Code, but I didn't finish it. And that one also was really, really good as well, in just programming your brain to be grateful, to heal yourself from within, in a sense. That one I have a harder time explaining, but it's also really good. Both of those books are on Amazon. If I can find the links, which I'm sure I can, I should be able to link them down below for you guys. If not, this one's called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, and the other one is called The Healing Code, and I do not know the name of that author. So that was another thing that put me in this like decision mode. Like, okay, I made a choice. I'm gonna change my life. So I'm currently down about 33 pounds, and I believe I have another 20, 25 to go. I'm not focusing as much on my weight, more so how I look. I'm not exactly where I want to be at this moment, but the progress is making me continue to stay on this journey. In the next video, I'll be showing you guys kind of like my before pictures, where I am currently, probably grab some pictures throughout the year where you guys can see the differences, and even in my face and stuff like that, if that's what you're interested in. And then kind of what I'm doing and then I'll be explaining, oh my goodness, I'll be explaining exactly what I've been doing to begin this journey, and not stressing about a huge weight gain in a short amount of time, more so a gradual loss that benefits me, where I can go backwards and, not backwards, but I can go back to how I how I looked and when I was so like mean to myself, and be happy about that, if that makes sense. So I really believe these last couple of years was a huge learning experience for me. I think the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, was like, I'm going to teach you a lesson. You don't like yourself now and you're perfect. I'm going to show you what it feels like to really not like yourself. So that's kind of how I'm interpreting it. Maybe that's not what you believe or whatever, but that's how I'm interpreting this. I said that a lot, I'm sorry. And I just want to share this journey with you. And if I can help in any way, you guys can comment, subscribe, message me on Instagram. My Instagram is Vanessa's __world. I'll try to put it right here for you. And I always respond. It might be a little delayed, but I always do respond. And if you have any questions, anything that you want to see, any specific things you want to know about, please put them in the comments below and I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. And for those of you who commented, I'm going to get to commenting you all back because I feel like you guys deserve it. You did not have to go out of your way to just show me so much love. So I just want to say I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, which will be next Monday.